A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to A&B Exam Forum. Student, as you know, DRDO has released notification for September 11 for STAB and technician. And in today's session, we are going to understand the selection process through flowchart. Okay, so this flowchart will help you in understanding your success journey. Okay, what would be the criteria of going from one phase to another? Okay, and we are going to cover the selection process through this flowchart in this today's session. Okay, so before proceeding, I would like to tell you that we have made 4 sessions for memory based previous question. If you have not watched those particular session, you can just go through our channel. You will get all these video and get benefited from them. Okay, so let's begin the session. So the first and foremost for your selection process is the application. Okay, your journey start itself the day when you apply for the post, and the last date for applying for DRDO CEPTAM is 1st January. I hope all of you have applied for the post. If not, please fill it immediately. It should not be the last minute rush, right? So once you apply for the post, based on your essential qualification or based on the necessary requirement, you will be eligible to write for tier 1 exam. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand that tier 1 is common for all the postcode, whether you applied for mechanical engineering or EC or computers or physics or chemistry, it will be common for all the postcode. Okay, and this tier 1 exam will be computer based test. It will not be OMR based, it will be computer based test. Okay, so you should be little bit computer savvy. Okay, just need to click on what option are correct. Nowadays these CBT are very common in all the examination form. Okay, the next important point about tier 1 exam is that it will have 4 sections. This time it is different. Okay, so if you compare with September 10, September 9, September 8, this time they have mentioned the number of questions as well. Okay, so previously generally they just tell there will be like general science, general English, but this time they have strictly specified the number of questions. Okay, from general science you have 40 questions, general English you will have 30 questions, quantitative aptitude or general maths will have 40 questions, whereas general intelligence and reasoning will have 40 questions. Okay, so the number of questions you should see. So based on that, all of have equal weightage except general English. Okay, so from this you can conclude that they want some person who are like mostly computer savvy or mostly scientific aptitude. Okay, because for science you need maths and reasoning as well, and little bit of English for communicating with the others. Okay, so anyhow these are the number of questions that will come in your tier 1 exam. So there will be 150 questions and 150 marks, so each question carry 1 mark. And the very important point this time is that there is 1/4 negative marking. Okay, so 0.25 marks will be deducted for your wrong question or answering the wrong thing. Okay, so this time they have introduced negative marking, so you should be very cautious before attempting. Okay, and one more new thing has come this time is time bound section. This is very important. Okay, so this time based on the number of questions, equal time will be allotted. Only in general English you will have less time, otherwise 40 40 40 all these 3 sections will have equal time. Okay, and total time duration will be 2 hours. This is a good amount of time. Okay, so 2 hours you need to solve 150 questions and each question carry 1 mark, so thereby 150 marks, and there will be 1/4 negative marking. Okay, so the new things you should remember, it is time bound. The second one, it is that there is a negative marking of 0.25 marks. Okay, so once your exam is over, your result will be declared. Okay, so after that, out of 150 marks, normalization would happen. Why normalization is required? All of you know that this exam would be conducted in multiple days, multiple shifts. So normalization is a way to make it same for all the student. Like it should not be like few shifts are difficult, few shifts are very easy. So based on that, this normalization is required. And what would be the formula? It would be decided by DRDO. Okay, so normalization will definitely happen after your tier 1 exam. Okay, so based on normalization, first thing you need to understand, there is minimum cutoff, minimum threshold which is required to qualify for the next tier 2 exam. Okay, for STAB and technician, this cutoff is same. For unreserved OBC economical weaker section, it is 40%. Means out of 150, minimum of 60 marks is required in order to qualify. Okay, similarly for SC, ST, PWD, it is 5% less, it is 35%. Okay, so this threshold is your first requirement. Okay, the minimum mark should be there if you want to go for the merit list. Okay, this doesn't mean that if you get more than 60 you will be called for tier 2. No, it is not like that. If you're not able to clear this cutoff itself, your journey will stop there itself. Okay, but if you pass that cutoff, there will be a merit list. Okay, a merit list will be made. Okay, in that merit list, all the candidates who have obtained more than 60 marks, a merit list will be prepared. Okay, and based on the number of vacancy, the selection for the next phase will be carried out. Okay, so remember, for STAB, those who are applying, it is 10 times of the vacancy. What do I mean by 10 times of vacancy? So if you see, in automobile engineering there are total of 3 vacancies. Okay, so 3 vacancy means for tier 2 they will call 10 times of it. What is 10 times of 3? It is 30. So for automobile engineering it would be 30. Similarly, if you see chemical engineering, it is 15, so it is 150. Similarly to chemistry, it is 220, and similarly like so on. But in case of technician, it is 15 times. This is an important difference that you need to see. For STAB, it is 10 times. For technician, it is 15 times of the vacancy. Okay, so for example, if you have applied for automobile engineering, and even though you have made it 60 marks, but if you are not under top 30, you will not be going to the next phase. So your journey will stop there itself. But if you are able to make that merit, then again you need to go for the tier 2 exam. Okay, that's it. So I will repeat once again. Okay, so tier 1, after qualification you will have normalization process. After that there is a cutoff. After that there will be a merit list. Once you are qualified with all the criteria, you are going to have tier 2 exam. Okay, so tier 2 exam, again it will be computer based test. Okay, it will be computer based test, it will not be offline. Okay, and the new thing this time they have introduced is personality test. Okay, personality test, previously it was not there. Okay, so this time they have introduced personality test, which they are saying it is like 20 minutes, and the marks of this personality test will not be included in your final result. Okay, and the part 2 will be the subject specific. For example, if you have applied for electronics, you will be given electronics question. If you have gone for physics, physics specific question will come in the part 2 of tier 2 exam. And this time it is not 150, this time there will be 120 question, 120 marks, each question carry 1 mark. Again in tier 2 there will be a negative marking of 0.25, that is 1/4 will be the negative marking. Previously in different septum, as I told you, it was not there, but this time they have introduced, so be cautious while attempting. One more difference from STAB to technician. For STAB, the time duration will be 120 minutes, that is 2 hours, but for technician A, it is 1.5 hours, that is 90 minutes. That is the important difference between STAB and technician. Okay, so similar to tier 1 exam, in tier 2 exam, again there will be a normalization based on the formula decided by the DRDO. Okay, and once again you need to have a minimum threshold, that is cutoff. So cutoff for tier 2 is like this. For STAB it is 40% and 35%. It is similar to tier 1, but for technician you need to look, it is 50% for the unreserved OBC and EWS, and for SC ST PWD it is 45%. This is a good difference between technician A and STAB. Okay, so once you are over that cutoff, you can go to the merit list, and if you're not able to make the cutoff itself, your journey will stop there itself. And once you are through that cutoff, then merit list will be made. Okay, so this time, since this STAB doesn't have a trade test, so based on the, like previous we have seen 10 times, so out of like 30 vacancy we have seen for the automobile engineering, so 3 candidates would be cleared for the like final result. Okay, but if you see the technician case, again for trade test they will be calling 8 times of the number of vacancy. Okay, this is an important difference between STAB and technician. Okay, for technician, again merit list will be made for calling trade test. It is 1:8. Okay, so if like after clearing tier 2 for technician, this is only for technician, trade test will be done and it will be qualifying in nature, and the time duration will depend upon the trade what you are taking, and the questions or the trades which you are having a test will be an ITI level based on the syllabus specified by the DGT. Okay, this is only for technician A. Again this is only for technician. Again merit will be made, and the merit for the final STAB or technician, it would be based on the stage 2 CBT plus qualified skill test. Okay, and if you are able to make in that merit list, if you're not able to make it, your journey stop there, and if you are able to make it, you have reached the destination. Okay, and reaching the destination is definitely subjected to your document verification, what you have mentioned in the document, and your medical examination. Okay, this time they have introduced medical examination for the vision, and for the other similar basic medical examination would be done. Okay, it would be done after getting your offer letter, I hope. Okay, so this is a process. Okay, I will repeat once again, don't worry. So I will repeat once again for those who have just want to have a one short understanding. Okay, so once your tier 1 exam, this portion we have seen, once tier exam is clear, your normalization will happen. Based on the normalization, merit list we made. Merit list, the main criteria is that for STAB it is 10 times of the vacancy, whereas for technician is 15 times of the vacancy. For tier 2 again, for technician only it is 1:8 for the trade test. For STAB it is just the number you got in the vacancy itself. And finally we have seen the trade test for the technician A, which have qualifying in nature, and the time duration depends upon the trade. And finally the stage 2 CBT and the skill test will be used for the merit list. Okay, once you are in the merit list, once you have occupied the seat, you will be reach the destination, and again it is based on the document verification and medical examination. Okay, So I hope I have given you some insight about the selection process. And if you are new to our channel, you can join us. Okay, thank you for watching and have a nice day.